Bringing people and communities together on seclosounds.org.
Your listening station.
A South American capital city, and I mispronounce words from another country. That's all coming up on the John Guinn Travel Show on seclosounds.org. Hello and welcome to the John Guinn Travel Show on seclosounds.org. Later in the show comes part 2 of my brief guide to Paris. Unfortunately, the way I pronounce words, especially French words, you may need a guide to how I pronounce words that are French. But nevertheless, if you listen later on in the show, you'll hear some more travel tips about what you can see and do in Paris. And of course, there's the travel news as well. But first, I'm planning a backpacking trip around South America for a customer, which made me think about the interview I did last year with Andrew from the Quito Tourist Board. Quito is the capital city of Ecuador. It's the highest capital city in the world, and as I'm planning part of the trip around there, it was a good refresher for me about what the city can offer. And if you didn't hear the show when it was broadcast originally last year, it's a chance for you to find out what this capital city can offer. So here's the chat I recorded with Andrew from the Quito Tourist Board. Okay, Andrew, where is Quito, and have I pronounced it correctly?
Yes, you pronounced it correctly. Quito is in Ecuador, and it's the capital of Ecuador.
Mm-hmm. That part of the world has a reputation of being dangerous for travellers. Is that unfair?
I think it is unfair. Yeah, we've been promoting Ecuador and Quito now for 10 years, and I've seen Quito really bloom, and it's now an extremely popular destination. It's a really user-friendly city. The downtown district some years ago was considered to be a little bit unsafe at night, it's fair to say, but the government have invested a tremendous amount of money into the Old Town area of the city. There's police presence on horseback, the buildings are beautifully floodlit, and it is in fact now where everybody wants to stay. It's been very much reclaimed. It's packed full of life, lots of arts and culture, and yes, it is safe. So yeah, I do think that reputation is from a pre-gone era, if you like, and it's very, very safe now. Yes.
Okay, good. How do you get there from the UK, and how long does it take?
There are many ways to get to Quito from the UK. A very popular way is to go via Amsterdam, via Schiphol Airport with KLM, or you can go via Lufthansa from Frankfurt, or with Iberia via Madrid. We presently don't have any direct flights, but actually breaking up the journey a little bit is not considered to be a major problem. The overall flight time is about 15 hours. Mm-hmm. Another way of doing it, which actually works particularly well for a lot of travellers, is to go via the US. And you can go with Delta via Houston, which is very user-friendly, or you can go via American Airlines from either Miami or New York. And I'm finding quite often that via the US is often proven to be the most economic route at the moment.
All right, going via the US isn't something I think I would have thought about, so that's something I've learned.
No, a lot of people don't, but when you look into it, it is noticeably cheaper, and particularly via Houston is very user-friendly, and it works very well. I've done it that way myself many times. Yeah, it's quite good.
I should have to try that out one day.
Yeah.
Are there any
great shopping at Houston as well.
Yeah. Oh, I best not go there, not with my wife. Go on, my own. Are there any visa requirements to get in?
No. UK holding passports, people don't need any visas to Ecuador, so it's quite straightforward in that respect.
What about jabs? I hate needles.
Not really a problem for you. If you were to visit Quito and just stick into doing a tour of the Andes as well, you wouldn't need any jabs at all. The only time that we recommend a yellow fever jab is if people are going down into the Amazon basin, which is just a 20-minute flight away from Quito. Fantastic experience, but for that, we would recommend having a yellow fever jab. A lot of people have had it and don't realise they've got it. It usually lasts about 10 years, but it's well worth making sure that your vaccination is still current for that.
Yes, I had a yellow
But
fever.
everywhere else, there's no problem at all.
No problem. I had a yellow fever jab once. You get a nice little certificate as well to carry around.
Yeah, you do. I've got one somewhere, but I don't know what I've done with it. But I think I should perhaps go and get another one. But yeah, that's the only thing, and that's just for the Amazon. Yeah.
Gary Fitz here, every Monday, 10 o'clock.
Coming up, we've got Eric and Ernie.
Join me here on Seclo Sounds.
In your smile. It's from 1975. Eric and Ernie were four.
Gary, it's not Eric and Ernie, it's Earl and Ernie, you know, the Cape Brothers, Union Man.
Oh, I see.
Gary Fitz here, every Monday, 10 o'clock.
Earl and Ernie.
You're listening to the John Guinn Travel Show on seclosounds.org. Still to come on the show this week, I'm mispronouncing some French words, and there's travel news, including an update on what's happening to Blackpool Airport. But at the moment, I'm speaking to Andrew from the Quito Tourism Board. We're finding out about what this city can offer the tourist. I'm now going to find out if the attitude causes any problems. I mentioned that I'm unfit in the interview, and I am. I've just moved my chair from one end of the desk to the other, and I'm struggling to keep my breath as it is. But anyway, let's find out if the altitude of the city causes people problems. I'm very unfit. Is the city being so high above sea level a problem for somebody like me?
No, it's not actually. I've been going across now for 12 years, and I've taken a lot of groups across, taken a lot of press and tour operators, and wide range of ages and fitness levels. The only thing that we would recommend is, because it is 2,800 metres above sea level, is that you take it easy for the first 24 hours. But what normally happens is you land, inevitably it's kind of late evening. So you make your way to the hotel and then you go to bed, and your body acclimatizes actually quite well as you're in bed. But then for the next 10 hours, don't do anything too physical, and you just got to take it easy, really. You can't be running up steps on your first day without expecting to feel a little bit lightheaded. But most people are absolutely fine, and as I say, you do adjust within 24 hours, so it's not a problem, and it's not something that should put people off at all. No.
Oh, okay. I don't run up steps anyway, so there's no problem with me doing that.
No, well, you'll be okay. You'll be okay.
Is there a best time of the year to visit?
Well, that's the beautiful thing about Quito, actually, is it's located slap bang on the equator. So it enjoys a fantastic climate. It's like the eternal spring, really. So it never gets too hot, never gets too cold. The weather changes quite fast all year round, but it is what we would call an extremely pleasant climate. And no, it's all year round. So no, it's great to visit whenever.
That's handy then. What's the history of Quito? Is it all colonial buildings? Are there any Inca remains?
Yeah, there are some Inca remains. There were quite a few important Inca sites in and around Quito, and some really great burial mounds as well. So yes, it dates back to 10 BC in parts. But what it's perhaps best known for now is the beautiful colonial buildings. And in fact, it was the first ever city in the world to be listed by UNESCO. So that gives you an idea of just how stunning it is. And that's why I started this piece on Quito, really saying that it's so important for the downtown district, the historic centre, to be reclaimed, because it is stunning and truly beautiful, and that's where you'd want to be. I mean, there's some amazing sites there, some magnificent architecture.
So you've already said there's the old town, there's the new town as well. What's the difference between them?
Yeah, the new town, the new part of the city, La Mariscal, is it's a real contrast actually to what we call downtown Quito. It's a predominantly 20th and 21st century addition to the old city, if you like, and they just gel together quite nicely. There are a lot of international hotel chains in the new part of the city, and it's quite popular with the younger clients because there's a lot of nightlife in the new city. But I'm pleased to say now, with the regeneration of the downtown district, it's very popular to stay there as well, and there are a lot of very nice hotels, some superb boutique hotels, and with the regeneration that's gone on, there's an awful lot of life down there now with the bars and restaurants. But it's fair to say that the Newtown district is more popular perhaps with the younger clients, because that's where a lot of the life is. So it's very, very vibrant. Yeah.
Okay, I'm club, pipe and slippers, so I'll go for the old town then. I'll keep away from all the
yeah,
music.
you'd love that. Just getting the right restaurant with the most amazing views, because you're nestled in the avenue of the volcanoes, which is really important message to get across. Really, it's something that a lot of people don't realise. I mean, obviously, it is very, very high, and you're literally surrounded by mountains and volcanoes. It's perfectly safe. Occasionally, several of them they do have murmurs, but nothing alarming, and it's just part of everyday life in Quito, really. But yeah, you've got amazing views from a lot of the restaurants there. It's fantastic.
What is the food like? Is there a national dish or a local dish?
Yeah, well, it's actually Quito's actually quite well, and Ecuador. One of the national dishes is actually guinea pig, but it's fair to say that you don't see it that widely on the menus. That the cuisine is very palatable to our palate. Really, there's quite a lot, believe it or not. There's quite a lot of seafood. There's a lot of very hearty soups, which you would imagine it would be the case at that kind of altitude. But the food is something that the tourist board are really maximising on now, because there's a real resurgence in gastronomy, actually, and indigenous gastronomy, and it's actually really enjoying a fantastic renaissance. So yes, food is one of the highlights, and there's quite a few gastronomic tours which are happening now, and some really great restaurants are emerging. So yes, it is quite an important part of the offer, for sure. And I don't think you'll find that a lot of people do sample the guinea pig these days.
No.
It's a bit of an old cliche, really.
You're listening to the John Guinn Travel Show on seclosounds.org. Still to come on the travel show, there's travel news, including the word you're not meant to shout out in jest anymore on an airplane. But at the moment, I'm speaking to Andrew from the Quito Tourism Board. This next question is probably more for me than anybody else in the world. It's about whether you can communicate when you're in the country. And as you know, and that's when you hear about the stuff I've recorded on Paris, I can't speak anything. I even struggle with English. But anyway, let's find out if it's easy to order food without having to eat guinea pig. Things like guinea pig being on a menu, when you go there, is it a problem if you can't speak Spanish and you see a menu and you're not sure what's on?
You can quite often find your way around. It would be good to take a guidebook, which has obviously got the standard section at the back there where it explains a few words for menu purposes. And that is a good thing to have. But I think you'll find that the younger population in particular, as with a lot of the world these days, they do make it easy for us Brits, and they will have an element of English to help you out. So between yourself and the waiter or waitress, you'll always find that you can find your way around. It's not really an issue. No.
Yeah, I'm one of those Brits who shouts and speaks slowly. I'll have to learn Spanish one
and
day.
start talking in a Spanish accent. Yeah.
Yes, I'm a bad person. I must change that.
Well, don't worry, you're not on your own. But just take a good guidebook and